All right, guys, welcome to the Level Up Call. My name is Julius Gilger, and I'm excited to share with you kind of where we're at. We're already mid-January. It's January 18th. It's crazy. Happy Martin Luther King Day. And a lot of good things going on, a lot of great momentum to begin 2021. As always, we're going to start off by sharing the numbers today. As we do every single time. So we're going to talk about two sets of numbers, and I'm going to explain both of these numbers to you guys. So the first one that you guys should see here is our weekly submit numbers. So this last week, we had 38 agents go out and write business. And so our weeks, they run from Thursday through Wednesday. Okay, so Thursday is the first day of the week. Wednesday is the last day of the week. So over the course of the week from January 6th through January 13th, we had 38 agents go out and write 104 applications for $130,000 in premium. So great job to everyone that went out there and helped families this week. We're going to recognize the top 10 people. So number 10, Sean Britson, 33,875. Travis with 4,115. Darla, 4,217. Boris with 4,502. Linda with 4,874, and then the top 5 people, Josh in the office here today with 7,234, myself with 7,442, Clay Sweet, Vice President of FFL Guardian, as you guys will see over my shoulder, 8,301, Nate Fudala, Senior Sales Manager of FFL Vertical with 11,557, and Erica Haynes coming in at number 1 with a monster week with 33,675. And as we talked about before, she actually earned Senior Sales Manager, and her team her team logo is going to be coming out when you become a Senior Sales Manager. You get a logo, and her team name is going to be called FFL Redemption. So be on the lookout for that. We have our new logo, which is our 3rd logo as part of the agency. And our goal is to help each of you guys who are looking to build an agency, get your own logo. And getting a logo is really not that complicated. It's $100,000 issue paid. You can have 10 agents doing 10,000 each. You can have 5 agents doing 20,000. So it's just a matter of the numbers and making sure that you guys are issue paying business. Now, that kind of leads me to the next topic, which is issue paid business. So this is our next leaderboard that we're going to talk about. And then I'm going to explain the difference for those of you that don't know. Okay. So here is, here we go. Here is our issue paid leaderboard for the first week of January. So January 1, or the first week of January, it's through, I believe, January 6th, if I'm not mistaken. And for those of you guys in here, next week, we'll have it displayed on the screen so you guys can see it as well. But for the first week of January, we had 31 agents write business for a total of $109,386 in premium, which is commissions paid out to our agency. Okay. So 31 agents made over just under 110,000 in 1 week. We're going to shout out the top 10 people on this list with, we got Zach with 3,207, Michaela with 4,103, myself with 4,176, Romelia, which goes by Jasmine at 5,366, John 6,376, and then the top 5, again, Josh Maestis with 7,870, Darla, she's been here for about 45 days, 9,617, Aline 9,669, Nate Fudala 10,339, and Clay Sweet rounding out the top of the issue paid leaderboard with $19,111 issue paid. So Clay Sweet made $19,000 in 1 week here at Family First Life. So great job to all you guys. So I want to talk a minute about submit versus issue paid. What's the difference? Well, number one, when you submit a policy, that is what you get credit for on the submit board. So when you submit a policy, that doesn't mean the customer is going to pay their first month's premium. Obviously, we hope they do, but it doesn't guarantee that that's going to happen, right? So our job is to, when we're sitting with a client, we're going to submit as much business as we can. Hopefully all of our business gets approved, but obviously that's not always the case. And so as we submit business, that's what we're getting recognized on that first leaderboard, the submit board, okay? Our goal though is to issue pay as much business of what we've submitted as possible. So what that simply means is this: for every policy submitted, you want to make sure that your clients actually pay their first month's premium. So when they actually pay their first month's premium, now you get credit for issue paid business, right? So if I'm sitting here today with Spencer and I'm writing a policy on Spencer, but the first draft is not scheduled for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you're not going to get credit for that business as issue paid because the client hasn't paid their business or hasn't paid their policy until that first month's premium has actually been paid, okay? So as you're new in this business, one of the things that new folks struggle with is making sure that the business they put in and submit is actually paid for by the client, okay? And this was something that I really struggled with my first 2 or 3 months. Why? Because what I did and what a lot of new agents tend to do is they go, all right, now Mr. or Mrs. Customer, we'll say Mary, if we get you approved, when do you want this to start? What does every customer say? Well, as late as possible. Let's start it next month, or let's start at the point is clients don't have urgency the way they should have urgency, because everyone thinks they're Superman or Superwoman and they're not going anywhere, right? So one change that I made in my business that made all the difference, and if you haven't done this, start doing it now, okay? So I slight little word tweaks. All you have to do is slight little word tweaks in all this business, and it's going to help you issue pay business, keep more money on the books, put more money into your pocket. And really more importantly than all that is making sure that your clients are protected, because that's what we're really here to do, okay? So what I do to make sure that clients that I'm submitting an application for actually pay their premium and it goes through quick is, as I'm in the application, as I've collected their payment and I'm actually typing it in on the screen, I say this, and you guys just duplicate what I do, and I'm telling you it's going to help you. Number one, I never ask them, when do you want it to start? I'm going to guide them and tell them what to do. So I say, now, Mary, if we get you approved, what's going to happen is we're going to, as soon as we know if you're approved, you're going to get a phone call from us, and within 24 to 48 hours, your first premium will come through. That way your coverage starts immediately. God forbid something happens to you. Then after that, your premium will come out every 30 days. Okay. And the transition I use is the way this works. So Mary, the way this works is, if you get approved, we're going to call you, and after 24 to 48 hours from the time I call you is going to be when your first payment comes through. After that, it'll come out every 30 days. What does just about every customer do? They say, okay, great. Right? Because every customer, or 99.999% of the customers you sit with, have that money in their bank account to pay their first premium. Don't assume they don't, and don't ask them when they want to start. Okay. That's putting control in the client's hands. You want to control the process all the way out. And you almost want to make it seem like it's not up to you, right? Like you have no decision. Like, this is on the insurance company. This is the way they work, right? So that's how you want to handle it. All right, drop a 1 if that's helpful for you guys to issue pay business. Drop a 1 in the chat if that's helpful to make sure that you're issue paying business. Guys, if you're not issue paying business and all you're doing is submitting business and it doesn't get issued, or only 50% of your business is submitted, goes into issue, you're doing a disservice to your customers. I want to make sure you guys are helping your customers. I want to make sure you guys are actually getting paid, and I want to make sure we're doing the right thing as much as we can, right? As often as we can. That's what we're here to do, is be servants, servant leadership, servants to our clients, and make sure that we're doing the best job that we can do. All right, next thing I want to talk about here is convention. So a few new updates that happened over the last week that some of you may be aware of, some of you may not be aware of, okay? So first off, I'm gonna share with you guys, we have a new location. Obviously there's 7 locations where the event is happening this year. Given the pandemic, we have to be a little bit flexible, and we had to be a little bit more strategic with how we do the event. So we have 7 locations, which most of you guys know. We have one in Atlanta, one in Dallas, one in Jacksonville, Florida, Kansas City, Missouri, Miami, Florida, Orlando, Florida, and just recently announced last week, Phoenix, Arizona. Guys, I am so excited about this event being in Phoenix. This is our hometown. I know we're going to do a great job hosting, and we have a bunch of agents here locally that are going to benefit, but a lot of people are going to fly into this event. So if you guys were registered previously for the LA event, that now will transfer over to the Phoenix event. Okay. So you don't need to go in and re-register. Okay. If you've already been registered for Phoenix or for LA, you're going to automatically be registered for Phoenix. And your goal is to go to the event that's closest to you. Okay. So if you're close to Florida, don't fly to Phoenix. Right? If we're in Phoenix, we're not flying to Florida. As much as I want to go to the beach and I want to go to Florida, I'm not going to do that, right? We're going to be at the closest event. That's the way we make sure that we can get as many people trained as we possibly can. And we don't reach capacity to only 1 or 2 locations. And then we have people kind of standing around. So we're trying to avoid that. Okay. So the next thing I want to share is a special speaker that we're going to be having at this year's event, which I personally am super jacked up about. I've listened to this man's podcast, this man's different audio and video that he put out. But Eric Thomas, if you guys know who Eric Thomas is, he goes by ET. He's got a lot of content on YouTube and just really all over the internet. He's going to be a guest speaker at our event. Guys, if you've ever been to an ET event, number one, they're super motivational, super impactful, but they're not free and they're not cheap. But we get him for free at our event. Thank you to Sean Mike. Thank you to all the incredible leaders. We get him for free. So whether you're in Phoenix, you're in Florida, whatever event or location you're at, we're going to all be able to hear him, but he's going to be speaking live at the Miami event. So if you're in Miami, you're going to go to that event. You're going to have the privilege of seeing him live. We're going to get to see him on the airwaves, I guess you can say. But it's going to be a pleasure to have him here. So that's going to be something that you guys can look forward to there. Okay. All right. So obviously fired up, a lot of good things happening to start the year. Team is rolling. We're helping a lot of families. And guys, I want to put some things into perspective for all of us here today, whether you're here in person, you're watching live, or you're going to be watching the replay. This is the best time to hire and find people to work at Family First Life. The best time ever. Why? Look around what's happening in the world. We have a global pandemic. We have companies that are shutting down, companies that are furloughing employees, companies where people cannot pay people are going to work part-time, can't pay their bills. There are people all over this country, you guys, that are looking for an opportunity to help their family. They're looking for something that they can have honor with, something that they can have integrity with, something that they can do to really move their family forward, but also serve people and help people. Most people out there want to do good by others. Most people out there are looking for an opportunity to really change their lives, but they have not found the vehicle. I personally was that person. I was hungry. I was motivated. I was desperate, but I couldn't find the right vehicle until I found Family First, until I linked up with Grady. And that is what you guys have at your fingertips. And I don't understand how some of you do not introduce this to someone you know, or everyone you know, or 5 people you know. Like, I just don't get it. Why? Because I know if I tell Bob or Mary or John or whoever, I know that they can benefit from this. I know that they can make money at this. Full-time, part-time, whatever time, it doesn't matter. But the key is are you brave enough to actually have a conversation with someone and open their eyes to it? Or are you going to be a secret agent and continue to make money and be selfish and not tell the people you love and know? We have an event going on in 7 different locations. I think it's 4 states, where we literally can have tens of thousands of people attend nationwide, and people can come to training for free and literally change their life in 30 days. How many of you listening right now live know at least one person that if they made an extra $2,000 per month, it will change their financial situation and change their family's lives? Drop a 100 if you know at least one person. If you know at least one person that making an extra $2,000 in a month will make an actual difference in someone's life. If you don't drop a 100, either you literally don't know anyone or you just don't care. Like, I mean, because it's impossible. It's literally impossible. And so the challenge I have for every single one of you here today is go speak to that person. You don't have to recruit them. You don't have to sell them on the business. You have to introduce them to the business, let them know what it's done for you, and either A, have them watch the Rogue IMO video, or B, get them to your manager, and we'll do the work. And guess what? When we hire them, we're not going to put them on our team. We're going to put them on your team and help you build your agency. Leverage us to build your agency. If you're not leveraging your manager to build your agency isn't growing. That's a fact, because one of the things that I did and I continue to do is I'm going to put Grady to work for me. If I got someone that I can't hire, I'm going to get Grady on the phone with them, because maybe they need to speak to someone else, right? And so why are we talking about hiring? Why? Well, Julius, this isn't an MLM. I don't want to hire anybody. No, this isn't an MLM. You're right. But this is an opportunity that's unprecedented. This is an opportunity that can actually change people's lives, where they don't have to sell to friends and family. They have clients that are looking for their services for us to protect their family. Someone's family needs our help. There's hundreds of thousands of people nationwide. There's leads in the CRM right now in just about every state you can think of, where a client has asked for our help and we don't have enough people to help them. Yet you don't want to open your mouth and go talk to someone. I don't get it. I don't get it, guys. Do you want to sell insurance the rest of your life? There's nothing wrong with it, but I don't. I want to run a business. I want to help people. I want to train people. I want people to get better. And that's what your goal should be. If your goal is to not sell business your entire life, or sell insurance your entire life, and actually run a business that pays you, that generates passive income, that really can create generational wealth for folks, that's how you do it. You train people and become selfless. The next thing I want to talk about is accountability, okay? I'm not your boss. Grady's not your boss. Clay's not your boss. Jordan Lowry's not your boss. Whoever you work with, we are not your boss. So you don't have to be accountable to us. You got to be accountable to you, right? When I started here at Family First Life, I didn't come on board because Grady hired me and he's going to pay me a salary and I'm going to go do this and he's going to tell me what job to do, right? That's what we're all used to doing, right? Being told what to do. Hey, you got this job. We're going to pay you this much amount of money, and here's your responsibility, right? That's not what this is. This is you being in business for yourself. This is you taking accountability for your life. This is you, if you want to make a change in your life and you have a vision of what your life looks like, only you can accomplish that. We'll help you, we'll train you, we'll coach you, we'll help keep you accountable when you fall off track. But if you don't do the work for you, you'll never get to where you want to go. And so this is all about self-accountability and looking in the mirror and asking yourself, are you doing the best you can do? I ask myself that every day, and I know the answer is no. I know I can get better. I know I can write more business. I know I can help more agents. I know I can find more agents. So I know if I can do that, and many of you here don't have agencies as big as ours, and ours is tiny, or don't write as much business, then what does that say about you guys? When I started, I needed to get to 20K. I was desperate to get to 20K because I had adult bills to pay. I had a daughter to take care of. I had a mortgage to pay and all this other stuff. But if I didn't make my dials, the only person that I can blame was me. So if you're pissed off that you didn't write 5K this week or 10K or 3K or whatever number you want, the only person you could be mad at is you. But what are you going to do to change it, right? And the great thing about this business is you can change it right now. Literally right now, you can go to work. You can go into the CRM right now and buy leads. Doesn't matter where you're at, Phoenix, Tucson, Florida, California. You can literally go buy leads right now and set 15 to 20 appointments the rest of the day. It's 12 o'clock just about it's 12 o'clock here, depending on your time zone. It could be between 11 and 2. But there's nothing but time and opportunity for you to hit your goal. So I want to take a moment and reflect on something. Many of you, when we had a call at the end of the year, everyone had a goal. Everyone had a number that they wanted to hit, whether it's production or whether it's agency growth. A lot of you say, I want to hit Hall of Fame. A lot of you say, I want to hit, $250,000 in a year, and I want an agency to do, $500,000. But it's the 18th of January, and what have you decided to do different for your business? If you're still producing at the level you're producing at, and you didn't hit Hall of Fame last year, why do you think you're going to hit it now? Right? It's like the same people that say, hey, I want to lose weight. It's the first of the year and I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to start dieting. And they do it for a week and then boom, week 2, they're off. How do you get back on? Hold yourself accountable, realize where you went wrong, make a plan and go to work. The key in all that is go to work. So guys, if you want to hit Hall of Fame and you haven't produced the first few weeks, that's okay. Don't beat yourself up. Look at what you did wrong. Look at what you need to do different and do that, right? You need help, you call me. You call your manager. But to think that you're going to change and get a different result if you don't actually change the activity and the behavior that you do day in, day out, that's where people go, that's where people go wrong. And that's where people drive themselves crazy. I'm doing everything you say, Julius. I'm doing everything Grady tells me to do. I'm doing everything in boot camp. No, you're not. You think you are, right? You dial from home. You don't come to the office. You say you're working, yet you put no numbers up. If you're not putting numbers up, you don't have appointments. And if you have appointments, you're screwing something up in the in-home. The great thing about this business, unlike the business that I was in before in the same industry, is this is very black and white. If you're not selling, we can very quickly identify, it's either something you're doing wrong when you're booking an appointment, or it's something you're doing wrong in the house. So why are you not selling business? Or maybe you're not buying enough leads, right? It's only one of 3. You're either not buying enough leads, you're not setting enough appointments, or you're doing something wrong in the house. Yet you're over there pissed off that you're not selling. That's on you. That's not on me, because I'm going to keep selling. Clay's going to keep selling. Josh is going to keep selling. Nate's going to keep selling. And for those that I missed that are top producers, you guys will keep selling. But the point of it is those people that continue to produce, they are self-accountable. They know where to make those changes. And if they don't know, they ask. And so that's what I challenge you guys. And the last thing I'm going to leave you with is this. Guys, it is 18th of January, just like that. I felt like it was New Year's yesterday. For me, I listened to some audio this morning and it talked a lot about having a sense of urgency, right? And I think a portion of kind of what impacted me at the end of 2020 was I hit my goals for the most part, and then December I'm sitting back and my sense of urgency deflated. Hall of Fame's already in the bag. agency growth and where I wanted to be by the end of the year is in the bag. And I'm sitting back like, okay, I'm cool, I'm coasting, right? And then I listen to a podcast and I think to myself, the job's not done. I'm not even close to being done. We got a lot of work to do, right? And that woke me up to realize my sense of urgency that I had when I started this business was not what it was the last month or so. Why? Because I felt a sense of comfort. I got, my bank account's doing well now, and it's not about the money, but obviously having a bunch of money makes you feel some sort of way. So now I got a level of comfort there where I'm like, okay, I can sit back and kind of do my thing. But that's me doing a disservice to you guys. And so you guys have my word that that's not going to be me moving forward forever again, because we have a lot of people that are on this call that are going to be joining this team that need our help. Because I remember what it was like for me when I was desperate. I remember what it was like for Josh when he started and he got out of bartending to come here and he wanted success. I remember what it was like for Clay when he got out of his job and transitioned to full-time and how hungry he was. And for all the others that are going to continue to join us, we owe it to you. And so guys, I urge you, have a sense of urgency. Every appointment, every dial, everything that you do, you don't know if that client's going to live another day. We're in the midst of a global pandemic. People are dying, and yet you won't pick up a phone to make a phone call? And they requested the information? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. So take this time, reflect, take a minute. If you guys need some help to push forward and get out of the circle or the pattern that you've been in to really change your performance, get out of that slump, sell more business, help more families, put more money into your pocketbook, you call me, you call your manager, but you got to do something different. You have to do something different. Otherwise, it's going to be easier for you to go work somewhere else and get a steady paycheck and live that life. If that's you, that's cool. We're not mad at you. But if you're motivated, you're hungry, you have a sense of urgency, and you really want to light this thing on fire, let's do it together. Let's charge forward. Let's blast forward. Let's continue to move in 2021. This is going to be a $2 million a month agency by the end of the year. Mark my words. You can decide to be a part of it. You can decide how big of a part you want to be or how little. It's completely up to you. But I know for a fact that we will be there by the end of the year. And you guys have all the decision to make for yourself and your business and your family. But we're going to the top, guys. I hope that helps. Look forward to seeing you guys in Slack. Let's have a big week. Talk to you guys soon. Bye for now.